Welcome back to Patience or Pressure, the segment where I'll go through all 32 NFL teams talking about what is facing them. Is it patience? Do they have patience on their side, or is there pressure facing the franchise? Now, for the Chicago Bears today, clearly it's patience, because I have never seen, I expected the Chicago Bears to at least make a play for a couple of players. I mean, didn't they have something like 2 second-round picks or something? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm just I expected at least maybe a play back up into the first round. But I'm just sitting there, I'm like, They got Velus Jones Jr., who I think is going to make some plays. That they got Jaquan Brisker and all those boys, so they got some help on the secondary and everything. My biggest concern with the Chicago Bears is the fact you have a young potential superstar quarterback in a guy like Justin Fields, but you have no help for him. I think it comes back to, I really do think it comes back to the fact that what can you do for your quarterback? What can you in terms of protection? Even if he doesn't have the greatest weapons, if you've got a good offensive line, we have seen some of these quarterbacks make some good things happen with a good offensive line and terrible wide receivers. So you got David Montgomery in the backfield, Darnell Mooney, who had, I believe, over 1,000 yards last year. So they got one good receiver. Velus Jones Jr. is a little bit unproven to me, even though I'm really excited to see what he will do in the NFL. Also, Daz Newsome is going to be a guy. Nobody talks about him, which is it's a travesty. Just stop it. This man could be good. Just give him a chance. Overall, though, this offensive line, Tevin Jenkins, there were times last year where I'm like, this guy could be the next great left tackle in this league, but then there's other times it's just like, well, most of the time it was one of those where you're watching him and you're like, dude, just take a breath. Like, it's the guy, you love the physicality, you love his attitude that he was going to go to fight every single snap for his teammates, but just take a breath. Like, unfortunately, that's just how the NFL is. You're just not going to be able to be as physical as you were in the old days. So I think, he's got a lot of talent. He's going to do a lot of good things in this NFL, but it was tough watching him at times last year. Cody Whitehair has been one of the better offensive linemen in this league for a long time, and nobody talks about it. Lucas Patrick, I mean, I don't have a problem with Lucas Patrick, but the guy right next to him in Dakota Dozier, I'm a Vikings fan. I've been watching Dakota Dozier for years. I have nothing against the man. I'm sure he's a fine human being and a really nice guy, but it's tough watching. Like, you have to be honest. Like, the harsh reality of it is, I've watched him for a long time. He cannot handle twists. He has a tough time with stronger bull rushers. Now, he can hold his own at times, but there are times where, him and Garrett Bradbury both would just get completely blown out. And it was one of those things where it's tough. You want a guy to be able to come in and compete, but it's just, I don't know. You wonder how well he will keep things rolling there, and how well he will suture up that right side for Justin Fields. But I mean, stranger things have happened. Maybe could he have a renaissance in his career? Absolutely. Wish him nothing but the best, but I don't see it. I think his best football is as a backup guard, but we'll have to see what happens. Larry Borom now. I believe Larry Borom, I was so excited for a guy like Larry Borom, because when he first came out, I'm like, okay, well, you got a backup tackle. It is what it is. But, I mean, Larry, I don't let his name fool you. He's not boring in any sense of the word. He is a guy, that is, I think, going to be a really good starting right tackle in this league. He's got the size you want at 6'6", 330. He's a former 5th-round pick out of Missouri. So there's a lot of good things to work with here. Did have a couple of penalties, did allow 5 sacks last year, but, I mean, so did a lot of good offensive linemen. And sacks is kind of... Sacks is one of those things where I don't really care, because it can be such a misleading stat. So, honestly... Larry Borom is going to be a good right tackle. People need to put some respect on his name. So you look at your offensive line. You've got 2 guys you're pretty okay with, in Tevin Jenkins and guys like Cody Whitehair. Lucas Patrick, But overall, I really feel like the Bears are in a position where, yes, they have patience, but it's not going to be that way forever, because at the end of the day, you are in a position where you have to be able to assemble talent around a guy like Justin Fields. And depending how long that is, it is going to be one of those things where you need to find a way to make it happen fast. This offseason, you're probably going to win a handful of games if you're lucky. Next offseason, I need to sign. Everybody needs to be. I need to you signing everybody and their mother. Just every big name free agent, going after guys. You're going to have cap space. You're going to have potentially, most likely, a high draft pick. So I really feel like the Bears are going to be in a position where don't waste Justin Fields' career. Get this man some help and watch what he can do, because I do think he is going to be the first franchise quarterback in Chicago Bears history. But that's it. Let us know what you guys think about our patience or pressure segment. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. Now, also, I know about the other franchise quarterback, Jim McMahon. The first one that you draft that throws for, 3,000 yards and all that, whatever. The point is, we're excited for the Bears. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. You guys are awesome. Yeah, let us know what you guys think and about our latest segment of patience or pressure facing the Chicago Bears.